All right, so now let's look now in the terms of the process. Let's say you are given the following process. We solve this fast in a fast way as much as we can, so that you can be able to understand all this process. Let's say you are given a process as follows. Let's say this is the process which you are given, right? You are given the process in this way. This is process ID. This is arrival time. This is bus time. Let's say process ID P1, P2, P3. P1, P2, P3. And it arrives as 0, 1, 2. And the bus time which we have here, we have 3, 4. And let's say this one he has also 3, the bus time. Now, time quantum, I say time quantum is equal to 2, sorry. Let me give a time quantum which is equal to 2. And we are going to use round robin to solve this case. All right, so we draw the Gantt chart here. We write the Gantt chart here. And we say at when time is equal to 0, P1 arrived. P1 arrived here when the time is equal to 0. P1 arrived. I put comma here. P1 arrived, right? Now, when I let me change the pen for better understanding. Now, sorry. Now, okay. Now, when time is equal to 1, what happened there? P2 arrived. Where did it arrive? P2 arrived in ready queue. Okay, it arrived in the ready queue. But here we moved from 0. Remember, for the first time here, we moved from 0. When we reach the time which is equal to 1, when we reach the time which is equal to 1 here, P1 arrived. P2 arrived, sorry. But the time quantum is what? Is 2. So P1 will continue. So P1 will continue here. P1 will continue here till time becomes 2. When the time becomes 2. Now here, when time is equal to 2, P1 stopped. When the P1 stopped, P1, here we say P1, you know, P1 is sent to the waiting ready queue. Waiting ready queue, right, at this time. Now, and again here, observe, when a time is equal to 2, P3 arrived. P3 arrived at the same time. P3 arrived. So if we want to write like the waiting list will be like this. We have already, we have a P2 and the P3 came here. So P2 is going to enter the rig here. Now P2 comes here, start to go, and P2 will be given how much? P2 will be given 2 times. And before that one, we have to update the bus time for P1. So to update bus time for P1, what will we do? We take 3, bus time, it's a bus time P1, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Remember, consider this as round 1, right? Now P2 is going to take 2 rounds, right? It's going to take 2 times, right? It's going to go till 4. Remember, at this time, P1 was sent to the to the waiting queue. So in a waiting, this is waiting queue. Waiting queue. P2 is removed from here, and P3 is here, and the P1 is joining. P1 joined here. P1 joined here. Now the next in a waiting queue is a P3. P3 will come for the next part here. Let me write with the red one here. All right. P3 is coming here, and it will go till 6, update its bus time, P3, which will be equal to 6 minus, 3 minus, we update the bus time for this one. We update the bus time. We take 3 minus 1 minus 2 is equal to 1. So we update the bus time for P3. When remember, this is when a time becomes 6. Here is when a time becomes what? When a time becomes at a time, this is at a time, this was at a time 4, right? When time is equal 4, right? P3, when a time is equal 4, P3 was in a waiting, and the P1 was there. Now, when a time becomes 6, here was when this is a waiting list. This is a waiting list for P2, right? For P2. P3 was in a waiting list. P2 was in a waiting list. P3 and the P1 was in a waiting list. Now, when the time becomes 6, P3 is going to, P1 is going to start once again, right? P1 is going to start once again. So when the P1 starts here, P1 remains with how much? P1 remains with 1 time here, 1 time. So P1 will come here, we take P1, and the P1 will go up to 7. We take only 1 time, right? We take only 1 time. And P3 here in this time, P2 was in a waiting list, right? P2 was in a waiting list. P2 was in a waiting list with updated bus time. Did you update? When P2 reach here, I just want to write here. When a P2 arrived here, we updated. We say P2 bus time. We updated to equal to 4 minus 2, which was equal to 2. So remain with the 2, right? Remain with the 2. So P2 will continue here when the time becomes 7, because at this time here, we will had P1, P2 in a waiting, on a waiting queue. This is gone here. This one is going here from 6 to 7. Now from 7 to another 2, from 7 to 9. From 7 to 9. So we take P2 from 7 to 9. From 7 to 9, P2 is completed. There is no more process for P2, right? There's no more process for P2. P2 is completed. Now the remaining is what? The remaining part is for P3, right? It's correct. The remaining one is for what? The remaining part is for P3. So P3 remains with 1 because P2 already completed. P2 is already completed. P1 already completed. Now P3 comes here. Sorry, let me use a different pen. P3 comes here P3 comes here, which is going to be 9 plus 1. It's going to be P3. It's going to be 10. Now we write the completion time. The completion time for P1 is 7. For P2 is 9, and for P3 is 10. For P3 is what? For P3, this one is for P3. The completion time is 10. This is the completion time. So this is PID, the completion time. So once you get the same completion time, now you can calculate what? Time, turnaround time, which is equal completion time minus arrival time. And then you calculate waiting time, turnaround time minus burst time. This is it. This is all about the round robin. All right, round robin. If you have any question or doubt, don't hesitate to meet me at any time.